Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again?
Fuck you, nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
All right.
Yo, listen, I think the white guilt's over. Yeah.
What are you doing, stick bro?
Call him a nigger, the child?
The fuck you talking
Did you
about?
call the child the nigger word?
None of your fucking business.
It is my own business. You call him a nigger? Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again?
Fuck you, nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
All right, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's shit, you dumb fuck.
Nobody dig into your shit.
A little fucking kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a nigger?
Yeah.
The little child?
What if he acts like one, he's gonna
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, a nigger, the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a shit.
Huh.
Fuck off.
Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
Imagine you're a young, fragile white woman. You're in the park with your child, and then you just, swinging the sets, whatever, right? And then some black little motherfucker come through, rammaging through your stuff. So, you might wonder, like, what the hell is this little nigga doing with my shit? So, of course, you'd be like, hey, you little nigga, get away from my stuff. So, of course, a passerby that's around, seeing the altercation about this young, white, fragile, white woman calling the little black man, try to steal her stuff, the N-word. So, of course, what do? Since racism has been a little bit on the short supply to the point that sometimes you have to make up shit, so you pull out your phone and you start recording. And then you start to antagonize that person further to be like, hey, what is wrong with you? Calling this little thief, little kid, the N-word. So what? He was rummaging to your stuff. So what? He was trying to take your stuff. It's not your place to correct a child that's not yours. And secondly, you should never, ever call a black person the N-word. Which is fair. You shouldn't, because that was racist. We can all admit that was racist. However, I think the point to this is, I think the white guilt is over. I think people are sick and tired of, being, being told what they can or cannot do or what they can or cannot say. So then, therefore, she decided to use the N-word frequently, to the point with some nice vigor, to the point that's like, so, it's like, there's a say, right? I'm gonna say till my teeth turn white. But anyways, so of course, once that happened, so, they ran through social media, have this girl go viral and all that stuff. So then, therefore, hopefully, she could get what's coming for her. Because, if, let's say you said the N-word or you say anything that is remotely racist, you're supposed to be canceled. That's the formula, right? Let's say you antagonize a white person until the white person says something stupid or something racist, and then you blast it on social media, you make it go famous, and then you try to destroy that person's life. Rinse, wash, and repeat. That's how it's supposed to go. Rinse, wash, and repeat. It didn't turn out that way. Because the same way that Carmelo Anthony had raised, thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars for, his transgression towards a white person. Well, technically, kill somebody, right? And then now, this white lady is actually what's supposed to be the opposite equivalent of that. So, of course, the same way that black racists raise so much money for Carmelo Anthony, so too white racists raise a whole bunch of money towards that girl, for her GoFundMe and all that stuff. I love social media.
Funding for this white woman that got caught on camera calling the black kid the N-word is probably one of the sickest things that I've ever seen. It's probably as sick as all of the pro-black racists that were crowdfunding money for Carmelo Anthony, who killed that young white teenager, which apparently everybody was just so upset about only 3 to 4 weeks ago. So it's very interesting to me that you see both of these behaviors, which are equally sick, by the way. You guys have been so brainwashed by the sickness that is on social media, because you're on social media too much, that you are cheerleading racism racism. You were literally cheerleading for raising money for some white woman that called a young black child the N-word when just a month ago you were so indignant and upset that all the pro-black racists were raising money for Carmelo Anthony. And it
Okay, I'm not discussing whether or not her action was racist, because it was, definitely was racist. I think my point is this, is like, white guilt, the thing that you call the white guilt, where, you know, let's say as soon as a white person says something that it might be perceived as racist, to where to the whole point where you might get this person's whole life of, you know, into chaos and stuff like that, right? Whether they lose their job, you know, the whole cancel culture shit, to the point where, like, you know, this is to the point where people actually self-censor because of, you know, cancel. They don't want to be canceled, they don't want to get fired, blah 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 blah. And I think this era has finally come to an end. Now, is the pendulum gonna swing to the point where, like, you're gonna start seeing a whole bunch of racist white people? Yeah, you're gonna start seeing that again, because for so long you had the boy who cried wolf. For so long you had everything become racist. For so long people were like, well, I'm gonna be called a racist anyway, so I might as well go out with a bang. And I think that's what's happening here. People are gonna start being a lot more brazen. Well, should I say, especially white people? They're gonna be a lot more brazen with their racism, instead of like try to hide in the shadow and stuff like that. Be like, oh my god, I don't want to say something that might be perceived as racist, so let me just keep my mouth shut while they do this and that to me. Nah, some people are just be like, fuck you. If you act like an N-word, I'm gonna treat you like an N-word. What you gonna do about it, bitch? And that's what's happening right now, because the white guilt's over. Let me know down below what you think in the comment section. You know who it is. I'm your host, The Haitian. So share, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace.